happening, folks? What's happening, gentlemen? What's happening? How y'all doing today?
I am doing great.
Everybody else just fast forwarded like a minute and a half to the end of the podcast because we changed the intro.
Yeah, they done missed all the good stuff.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate the feedback. I hate doing the intro. Despise it.
They got to do it no more now.
So appreciate that kind of feedback, man. That's good stuff. What else you want us to change? They probably say take that guy that sits in the back corner off.
No. You're a superstar.
That's a lie. That's only a dream.
They want the other feedback is they want a TV show starring all three of us, a reality show.
A reality show? I mean, that could probably be pretty funny. If you followed me around every day, that would be entertaining.
Mm.
It's a weird time doing a podcast because we missed Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel weird.
Monday afternoon. I don't know.
It's not. It's just. I think it's weird for me because usually I come in here with like 6 different messages and stuff going on in my mind. I'm trying to focus on one. And right now, all I'm thinking about is this. It'd probably be terrible then.
No, it's gonna be great. That's good. Cause anyway, gotta go ahead. What you gotta say?
So I'm very interested in what you have to say today. I want to hear it.
So y'all did a trunk or treat event yesterday. How'd that go?
That went great, actually. I felt like it did. We probably had 80 or plus kids come through and able to engage them and engage families. And I do know that one young man that came on the way home wound up getting saved on the way home.
That's awesome, man.
So that is good stuff.
Yeah.
The devil lost.
Yeah, that's right. Nicole and them were giving out, of course, candy, but she gave away the Way of the Masters books for kids. Did you see those?
That book is awesome.
Yeah.
I got a copy when I left. That is an awesome book. I was waiting. I was like, he don't jump right into how many lies you told like he does with adults, but I thought it was very good.
So when Sarah was a little kid, she was just learning how to read. I won't mention who it is. We have a family member that is very much coexist, reincarnation, anything goes type, belief. She has really just no foundation at all. And
all faiths.
yeah, interfaith. Yeah, she could be a pastor if she wanted to.
Hey,
anyway,
calls for your quips, right?
Here we go. Here we go.
Anyway, but Sarah was just learning how to read. And so they came over to the house one day and, Sarah was like, I can read now. And they're really? Well, go get your favorite book and read it to me. And guess which book it was?
That book?
It was The Way of the Master book. And she had to sit there and Sarah read the whole thing to her. And I'm in the living room. I'm just loving it, boy. I'm praying, Lord, I hope the Holy Spirit is like, just send conviction. Choke her, Lord. Just choke her to death. Whatever you got to do, get her attention. I mean, how could you not listen to that?
That's fantastic.
It was awesome.
It's crazy.
It is a good book.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man. Halloween, that's a sinful holiday, right? We're not supposed to celebrate Halloween.
Might be sinful. Sinful what they did to it.
Well, I went. Of course, I was in Ohio this weekend, and that was a good trip. But they were getting ready to do a trunk or treat too. And it seemed like though that there was very much an emphasis on we're doing trunk or treat as community outreach. We are not celebrating Halloween.
What does it mean to celebrate Halloween? What does that phrase mean?
I guess it depends on what you do to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, what does it mean to celebrate Christmas or something like that? Lots of people celebrate Christmas, but it's really what you do with that celebration that makes it good, bad, sinful, righteous.
Well, Christmas is a pagan holiday too.
Everything's pagan.
Everything is.
It's easy to turn everything pagan and let the world have it. Just let the world have it, and we'll stay in our box and don't talk to nobody and lose the battle. Lose. We'll just be losers.
One of the things that always drives me crazy about that whole idea too, and it's just the whole fact of the rainbow. I mean, it's like you have stuff that is biblical, that the world or devil, whoever you want to talk to, the powers that you're up against will take and manipulate it into something sinful, and then the church, rather than being like, no. That's biblical. This is what it really means. They're like, oh, we can't put a rainbow up no more. When we have Noah's, have a kids event, got Noah's Ark, at the end there's a rainbow. I'll never do it again. You can't put the rainbow up because they might think you have a homosexual church.
That's how he strips it.
Isn't that awesome? But it's interesting. So we got Halloween coming up, and I'm sure we got like a history and where it comes from. But did you know, like, I never told anything to Rodney about it, but he sent me a message from a guy that he went to college with who had actually been doing the same type study, like where did Halloween come from, and writing a timeline for it, and then providing references.
That would be very cool to see.
Yeah, I got it. I got what he wrote.
Well, share it then.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to. I can't read it all, but I'm just saying I'll share it to you so you can look at it.
Hit the high points for us on the historical part.
Well, don't you have the historical part?
Maybe some.
This is your podcast, brother. This is your idea. This is your topic.
No, we in this together.
Oh, this is true.
We rise and fall as a team.
Yeah. Sometimes though, it's like when we fall, it's something because the guy running the computer over here trips first. Just drags everybody down with him.
Chain reaction.
It is. No, it was pretty good. Where did Halloween come from anyway?
Like the name?
Mm-hmm.
It's All Hallows Eve. I guess that's where it came from. That's the day before All Saints Day.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people claim that like the Celtic pagan holiday, like Samhain. Is that?
I don't know how you say that word.
I think it's Samhain is like where the original modern day Halloween came from. My thing is we trace it back to that, but like we all throughout the world there are cultures that celebrate some sort of Day of the Dead in some way. Cultures that don't have any connection to each other at this point in time. And then you look back in history, you're gonna find places that like as early as even the 14th century and places like that have some sort of Day of the Dead type remembrance. That doesn't mean you're worshiping. It just means you're remembering. For me, when you've got that sort of thing, what do we say when there's all these cultures around the world have flood theories or flood stories and things like that? We say, hey, they must trace that back to an original source.
Right.
So that's the way I do with this. Is everybody's got this same day. I trace it back to a time when everybody was together at some point.
It's like a global Memorial Day.
Yeah, like a global Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, it seems as though when Noah got off the ark, he offered sacrifices to God, right? For thank you for saving us and things like that. But there's no doubt he was remembering also lots of people that, I mean, we say that not Moses, but Noah's family was saved in the ark. But yeah, just his kids and their wives. But he had brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. He had aunts, uncles, dads, grandparents. What happened to them?
Dead.
They died.
Yeah.
And he don't just forget about them on the other side of the flood.
Can't.
Yeah. So I think he's offering to God, not just thanking God, but also offering God and saying like in remembrance of these people. People do that all the time. We get at church, people give money all the time in remembrance of, don't just to go to the youth fund, in remembrance of this person that has passed away. So that happened with Noah. And what's to say that wasn't something that he did year after year after year? His family did year after year after year until Babel. And then from there, that same idea gets dispersed and corrupted over time, just like every other religion that we have. That's what happened.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because I went through Genesis and took the numbers, and it was a massive. There's probably as many people at that time in the flood as there is today.
I have,
and folks don't realize that. And I did a 36 birthing year for women and 6 children, 3 males, 3 females, and you go through and you read the generations. You start doing the math. It's very simple to do. You're going to come up about 15 billion folks.
Yeah.
Counting in disease and everything else. That's a lot of people. There's no telling. I mean, they were all family. A lot of them,
yeah. And you just don't forget about
You don't
those.
forget that. You just don't let that go. That's massive.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord, that you have saved us through this. But those people, we remember them and we loved them. And I don't see how you don't have some sort of commemoration for that year after year, and recognizing they perish because of their sins. Lord, help us not to fall into the same thing.
Yep. And Noah's three sons that there at Babel, I mean, they experienced all that. So it does make a lot of sense to me. It's the first time I've ever heard it.
So we from the church, I won't say a church, but from the church standpoint, I mean, there's particularly inside of the Free Will Baptist movement, there's a whole lot of negativity about the holiday of Halloween. And we actually got a book one time from a pastor that explained to us why Halloween was terribly sinful. And I mean, I used to go by that book. I mean, it was not a book of, it was facts. I mean, it was true. The problem is that it began with the Celtic people.
Yeah.
And it neglected to go back further in history for where the actual original origin was, for where it all came from. And that was one of the things this past week, going through that I saw that was different. I was like, man, that this book like fell short. I mean, it did the purpose. The purpose of the book was to make you not want to be a part of Halloween, which is like, I guess, the church's normal reaction. Like we talked about earlier, that rainbows, you can't have them in your church because it makes it look like you have a homosexual church. So let's don't do it at all. Same way with this, but all the way back to, I think, what was the date? Hold on, I'll look it up just so I can tell you. This like AD 373. That's a long time ago, man.
Absolutely.
And that was the All Martyrs Fest, and that was the Eastern Church. Saint Ephraim, the Syrian, referenced a collective day to honor all martyrs. That was what it was for.
To remember those that have lost their lives, the dead.
Yeah, not just the ones but ones who lost their life for their faith.
For the faith.
Yeah. And that was AD 373.
And then you come to that book you're talking about, Satan Succeeds, right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it seems like I think there's biblical origins for a remembrance of the dead in some way. And then, like everything else, it gets corrupted over time through Babel, through different other things. It gets corrupt. And I'm not, we are not blind to see what it has become in a lot of ways, right?
Right.
Ghosts and goblins and ghouls and witches and death. And the thing now is just everything, every costume is sexy this, sexy that.
Oh,
I told somebody who I was telling Will, David's son, that I dress up as the same thing every year. Sexy preacher. I just can't help it.
I can't help it.
Same thing I do every day.
It just comes natural.
Yeah.
Yep. This is true.
But yeah, well, I'm not blind to what Halloween has become in a lot of circles. Just like I'm not blind to what Christmas has come to in a lot of circles. But what do we do with it? I think that's the main question. What do we as believers do? Do we turn the blind eye? Do we just abstain, stay away from it, let the world have it? Do we just go full into it and dress up as devils and witches, or do we offer something else?
Well, so that gets back to an opportunity standpoint, man. And I don't know, some people don't agree with me on this. I've had this argument a lot. And what the church, as a saved body, being set apart but not removed from the world, we can't seclude ourselves to the point that we are just hanging out with ourselves. We're supposed to interact with the world. And holidays, the world makes a big deal out of, even though Halloween to me is not a big deal. I don't really care. However, they think it's awesome. And so why would I not use the opportunity where I've got their attention already to be able to present them with some form of gospel?
Yeah, like for me, and I'm sure for y'all, when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to biblical theology, which is the study of how the Bible as a unified story progresses from Genesis to Revelation, when it comes to that, there's a clear redemptive nature to it all the way through. Biblical theology is redemptive theology.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about redemption. You think about Joseph in the Old Testament. brother sold him into slavery. He's wrongly imprisoned because of Potiphar's wife. All these things, and then even after that, he's brought out. He's given a high position in Pharaoh, a position in which he's able to, like, pretty much offer salvation to the entire world during a flood because of visions that God gave him. And when his brothers actually come to him in Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, he says, "But as for you, you thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good to bring to pass as it is this day to save much people." Basically saying, God redeemed it. What y'all have turned evil, God redeemed it, and he used people all along the way to do that redeeming. The New Testament counterpart to that verse is what Romans 8:28. God works all things together for good for them that love God and to them that are called according to his purpose. God redeems, and he uses people during that redemptive process. We either are part of the redemptive process or we're not.
And it also the thing that aggravates me. I mean, so if without Halloween even being founded inside the church or the Catholic Church, even whatever it was, a religious based holiday that has gotten turned into demon worship, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. We'll go to the extreme. Let's pretend like it didn't have its roots in the church at all whatsoever. It was very much set up as a pagan holiday, and with the idea of demon worship, and it's caught the attention of the children. Is it not the church's responsibility to defend and protect and to restrain evil things like that? To give some form of alternative to what's happening, like what you guys did with the trunk or treat. Instead of people going around to houses, they probably did, you know what I mean? Went off to houses that had all these ghouls and goblins and stuff that's coming up this weekend. But they got to go to a church where everybody's costumes and characters were not that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Not that at all. And at the same time, I mean, there's tracts being handed out. There's books with the whole gospel presentation for kids being handed out. There's dudes getting saved in the car on the way home from the experience that they're having there, and you know, just conviction that comes from hearing about Jesus. Why is that wrong? Shouldn't we be doing something as a church body? Not only, I would say, not even to restrain those types of evils, but to take it back, man.
That's what I like. Instead of saying what or answering what's wrong, because that's defensive, I think it's good saying why it's right. Be on the offense. You know, that's how you reclaim something.
Yeah, God. Scripture says God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. What that basically means, this is all his.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you let the enemy corrupt it in some way, and you just sit back and let it happen, then you're not doing a thing. That we as believers rob God in that. We should be we should like y'all said, be on the offensive and start taking some things back. But we sit back on defense all the time. We get pushed farther and farther and farther back.
If you go to the Ark Encounter, they got I don't know, I like weird t-shirts, but Ken Ham has a t-shirt there, taking back the rainbow. I mean, this is the real reason for the rainbow. It is not a defensive thing. It's just like, nope, you're wrong. This is ours. We had it first.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about, you talked about how even if it had pagan origins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it has pagan origins, Christ, think about this. I was a sinner my entire life. Still a sinner, but I was an unrighteous sinner my entire life. But Christ redeemed me by grace through faith. And when he did that, he put his righteousness on me. He covered me with he covered my corruption with his righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
If we're to be Christ-like, then we can do some of that same sort of thing. And if we have the opportunity, we should. And that seems to be what I think has been done historically. If Halloween, even though I don't think it is, has pagan origins in this Celtic thing, and the church somehow has tried to put a holiday in to coincide with it, what they're trying to do is cover up that corruption with what's righteous. When Christians put Easter and Christmas on those days that pagans already had holidays, they were covering up the corrupt with that which was corrupt with that which was righteous. They're redeeming it from a pagan world. That's what we should be trying to do, I think.
I think so too.
Or we just sit back and be lazy. That's the other option. Just be
wait
lazy.
for the rapture. I made it. I'm good. Don't even worry about the rest of the folks in the world.
But Halloween and having some sort of alternatives and things like that is the perfect way to let the mission field come to you. Now, I'm not saying, I was having a conversation yesterday that sounds like the lazy way, let the mission field come to you, but it won't. There was a lot of work that went into that trunk or treat.
Yeah.
But they will come to you.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
That's what I'm saying, man. You're using the world's stuff as an opportunity to be able to present them with the gospel. This is what they do. This is what they do.
Yeah.
It was cool. So it was around so AD 373. They had the All Martyrs feast. That's what they set it up.
Okay.
AD 609, the Pantheon dedicated in Rome, and so the Pope, I can't even say his name. He established May the 13th as the feast for all saints. So that's when it turned into the Feast of All Saints. Was in AD 609. And then you go fast forward a little bit to AD 731 to 741, and Pope Gregory III, he changes the date to November the 1st for All Saints Day. And he did it in the chapel of St. Peter's Basilica to All Saints. You go fast forward to AD 835, and it's where it becomes a universal All Saints Day. Pope Gregory the IV extends observation throughout Western Christendom. And so this is when it all happens. And I mean, we're not even close to, we're closer to Jesus' time than we are our time.
Right.
So it was in March, you said, and then they moved it to November.
It was May the 13th.
May, okay.
In 609 AD.
And it doesn't say why he moved it, but it seems as though he moved it because there was a pagan holiday of similar nature on during that time, and he thought, here's a way we can take what the devil has tried to take away from God and cover that corruption with something righteous and see if we can redeem that day back without giving the Pope too much credit.
But the Samhain, or however you say it.
Samhain.
Yeah, Samhain, that's it.
I think so.
It was a seasonal festival that marked the end of summer. And then AD 989, it became All Souls Day was added. All Souls Day. The Church of Cluny established November the 2nd to pray for the departed souls. I mean, it's very heavily Catholic, you know what I mean? But we're still talking about religious people, not...
That was purgatory kind of pray?
Pretty much. That's it. Yep, that's it. Anyway, you got to go a long way. AD 785. Robert Burns published Halloween. 1785.
Okay.
Wow, that's a long jump.
Yep. You go all the way up to 1920. Norman Rockwell has a Halloween cover. And the term trick or treat was only first used in 1927.
You got to be kidding me.
Really?
And that happened in Alberta, Canada. The newspaper recorded children asking for treats.
Canadians took it.
They recorded asking for treats door to door. 1927.
Trick or treat, eh?
It's all Justin Trudeau's fault.
Yep. 1945 to 1955 became the modern U.S. trick-or-treating. Post-war suburbs and sugar availability made Halloween a child-center holiday.
What year was that?
1945 through 1955. It was progressive where it got bigger and bigger. And then candy companies started promoting it as a nationwide celebration.
That is so recent, man.
1966, The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown arises. Airs for the first time. Halloween. 1970, horror films influence Halloween. Shift the holiday tone towards thrills and spectacles.
Wow.
Is it like David said, that has been very recent where it has progressed and gotten kind of crazy in the last 100 years, pretty much.
Last 100 years. Yep. And I couldn't stand it. I mean, I was born in the 70s, so I didn't get to see it, but 80s were around. Those movies like Halloween that made like scary stuff and haunted houses and all that stuff cool. I couldn't stand to watch it, man. I was a chicken.
You didn't like scary movies?
I was chicken. I couldn't stand it.
I didn't watch a whole lot of them. My brother loved them. My little brother, him and my grandmother would watch them all the time.
I can't stand to sit around with my butthole drawed up waiting for somebody to scream at me. I ain't doing it. There ain't no way. I don't want to do it. There's no point. Yeah, so it was.
That's crazy,
Isn't it?
That's why I didn't want to look at any of this stuff. It's neat to find that out.
But
I think it's a good opportunity to. I mean, it's a lot of witches. It's a good opportunity to really talk about some real things. Like people dress up as witches. Like there's some make believe thing. There's witches.
Mm-hmm.
People dress up like spirits. There's a spiritual world. I think it's a good opportunity to segue into some of those conversations with people.
Man,
We just don't.
the opportunities, man. You're presented with them. You go take the logic class, you'll find more and more. So, you believe there's a spiritual world or not? Yeah.
Wow.
You know? I don't know.
And I know that, like, let me just say that whatever personal opinion that you have on whether or not Christians should do anything or engage at Halloween, whatever your personal opinion, it may not be necessarily wrong for you and your family, whatever your conviction is. But I don't want to judge anyone regarding what day that they keep or anything like that. Paul said that let anybody esteem every day how they want to. But I think what we're trying to do is just give you some things to think about. That's what this podcast is about, just getting you to thinking. Maybe you're missing a great opportunity to advance the kingdom.
Yep.
And you just sitting in there watching. I don't know what you're doing. The world is winning. The world is progressing and moving forward while you're sitting in there chilling out.
Checking off the do's and don't boxes because I don't want to taint myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taint yourself, or you don't want to look bad.
You don't want to look, well, that too. Yeah. It's an image thing.
I don't want nobody to think I'm worshiping the devil or something like that.
Well, don't do it then. You know? Oh, man.
Merely celebrating Halloween doesn't make you worship anything. I think I've said before, just putting on a suit and tie and going to church doesn't mean that you worship God that day.
This is true.
Lots of people dress up and go. It takes work. It takes effort to worship. It takes response.
The other holiday, I mean, of course, Christmas is always, it's one of those ones that Christians say that's, our holiday still. But then, I mean, man, I can't tell you how many times I've had to talk to people about the Christmas tree because that's ridiculous. So I can't wait for Christmas to come up so we can talk about that. The other one that recently that got on my nerves, it was like, well, I almost said when it was, and then they gave it away. It was recent. We had this big Easter thing in the planning.
Oh yeah.
It was like nipped in the bud right away. The church can't do that because that's celebrating pagan holidays. Easter. We're talking about the resurrection time.
What if if whoever nipped that in the bud did if what if you'd have just changed it from some sort of Easter thing to a resurrection thing?
But yeah, have a resurrection event.
Change the name. If it's that bad, just change the name. Whatever.
The problem was that we had Easter eggs.
Oh, sinful Easter eggs.
I'm telling you.
Have y'all covered that on this podcast?
Yeah, we're not yet, but we're going to.
Well, we had 7,000 of them or something like that last year at Johnson Union. So you can guess where my stance is on that.
Hundreds of kids got to hear like a very clear gospel presentation, and it was the most demonic thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. Demons were literally
I'm talking about it over loudspeaker and everything.
Yeah.
Here's the gospel.
Demons were floating around while we were there.
Ridiculous.
We were
man.
worshiping Satan.
Ugh.
Gosh, people are crazy.
The funniest thing about it was it wasn't too many years prior to that there was this dumb idea brought up about let's have an Easter egg hunt for blind kids, and we ordered a whole bunch of beeping Easter eggs.
I was waiting for you to go there. I started to say what for the blind kids, but never mind.
Yeah, and then
this is real.
No, this is real. And the funny thing about it is like I asked the question, how many blind kids do we know? I'm like, well, It's like the Field of Dream. If you build it, they will come.
I mean, you kind of hope you don't know too many because they might be able to find a beeping Easter egg, but you got 10. They're gonna run into each other trying to go to the beeps.
And then the funny thing is they made these flyers and advertised it. It was called the beeping Easter egg hunt. Looked like you were like bleeping out the beeping Easter egg hunt. Oh man.
They didn't make it past the.
Now that was okay, but turn around and just have a regular Easter egg hunt. Oh,
No,
that's pagan.
yeah,
Nip
that was
that in the
pagan.
bud. Oh man. It's
Oh well.
people, man. I don't know if I should even say it.
You've already gotten that
God,
far.
got that far.
And you got time.
What is it about the idea of being? It's pious is the fancy word for it. You know what I'm saying? Like an appearance of being super sanctified, justified, religious. That isn't that? I mean, that's arrogance, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
pride.
When you get to the super part of it, I don't want to look like a pagan. I think that's a bad witness, but some people just,
Yeah. I don't know, man.
don't pretend to be something you're not. How's
Mm-mm.
that?
Look, man, I interact with people every day. I mean, lost people, just way out there, weird stuff, and I don't walk around like I have never looked at any of them and been like, you know what? Yeah, you're on the way to hell. You don't stand a chance, and then just ignored them.
If those people only knew how many people they turned off.
Yeah. I'd hate to get to a point that I'm unapproachable by someone who has questions about my faith because of the way I act.
Mm.
Is this making more sense now? What I'm trying to say, I hope Johnson Union never turns into the place where we become so religious, we're so glorious that we run that people are not comfortable when they show up.
Right. But some people just don't show up.
Some people just won't show up.
They don't want to be part of that.
And that's a negative interaction. We were talking last night about people, something like an average that says people need like 30 positive interactions to change their mind about a lot of things. And we could be doing everything we can to have good interactions with people and slowly working them towards accepting the gospel. And then it takes one bad negative interaction to tear it all down. It's crazy.
It is very much crazy. That's the stuff that needs to change. I think, man, we need Halloween, whatever. Take it back. Don't call it Halloween if it bothers you. Like you said about Easter, don't call it Easter.
Call it something else.
Call it,
Yeah. I don't
Fall festival.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Call it what you want to.
whatever. Got to do something, man, to be able to reach people where they're at, and that's where they're at. You know what they're doing this Friday? You know what they're going to do? They're going trick or treating.
That's exactly
They're
right.
going to get dressed up and they're going to go out trick or treating. You know what we do? We set up a table sometimes whenever I'm not lazy. We set up a table out front in the yard. We give out candy. Sarah dresses up. You know what I mean? Princess, whatever else you want to do. She's stick figure one year because she's so skinny. You know, all these different things. I mean, we don't dress up like, I don't have bloody mask on or nothing like that. But then Nicole, she's good about it. She keeps us stocked with all these kid Ray Comfort, Way of the Master tracks and optical illusions and stuff. And I'm out there doing like optical illusion tricks, and they think it's awesome. You know, like, oh, that's cool. You know, the little half circle things or whatever that you can, which one's bigger and they're really the same size. And then you give it to them, and on the back it tells you that, you know, this is why it's tricking your eyes, and it goes into a hole. But, you know, you're also deceived by the fact that you think everybody's okay, but we need a savior. I mean, it's awesome. Everything about it is. During Christmas time, whenever people are around, we have like Santa Claus $1 million bills. They're cool. You know, it's just round to it. Have you seen those?
No.
It's when you gonna go to church? Well, I will get around to it.
Get around
Here you
to
go.
it.
There you go. Round to it. There it is. She's got these little fold. I don't know. They're like looks like a little book, and it says, you know, something about, you know, who needs a savior, and you open it up, it's a mirror staring you in the face. It's just little things like that. There's these little comic books. I mean, And that's what we do at Halloween. We give them candy. Right. Look, there's nothing to have like 15, 20 kids standing around watching you do these little optical illusion things that come in these. They just got captivated by their attention. And then when they get done, I tell them, just they don't read. Your eyes fooled you, but don't let your heart fool you. You're this wicked. We all need a savior.
Great opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't pass it up.
But it's like you said, well, October 31st is a day. It's a date.
Yep.
I mean, what you do with that determines whether it's good or evil. Don't let society determine that, what you do with it. But I do know this. The little kid that dresses up and goes out trick-or-treating will never be engaged by me, a believer, if I shut myself off. Their parents that take them will never see a Christian alternative if the church just abstains. And the church will miss some wonderful opportunities of fellowship and engagement if we don't do anything about it.
How cool would it be if all the churches got together and Christians alike? And so for churches on the weekends, the weekend prior to or something, you did like the trunk or treat, like a fall festival thing where all the kids can come and have fun and see an alternative that way. But then on Halloween night, when it was time to trick or treat, what a time to fellowship with people you don't know. Meet your neighbors if you're in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. Why can't you turn it into something where you can hang out with them? And I don't know.
The thing is, we need to do something.
Do something.
Don't just sit back. Don't just let the world and the evil have it. Redeem it in some way. Christ came into a wicked, corrupt world to redeem it. At least we can do is try to do something about it. Redeem it. Redeem these little things, these little holidays for him.
That's almost like a command from the Bible, like redeeming the time, isn't it? Anyone say something like that?
Redeeming the time.
So much more as you see the day approaching. You know how it works or something like that?
When Jesus said, what was it in John 17:15? I pray that you should not take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil. Christ wants us to be in this world. He wants us to engage this world. Part of our mission statement at Johnson Union is engaging the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Engaging the culture just don't mean closing your doors up, closing the house up, and just letting the world do whatever. It means kind of going out there in it without actually letting the evil corrupt you, but actually being a positive influence.
Yep. That's what's hard for people.
Yeah.
I think. Not that they would. It's like they're, I don't know. It may be a bad analysis, but anyhow, there's a lot of churches that's going to oppose that. A lot of people say, well, that's becoming part of the culture, but it's not.
They say they use Romans 12 against you too, and saying you're being conformed to the world because you're celebrating the things of the world. And
celebrating what?
And I'd say, well, then quit spending money. Right?
Don't go to Walmart.
Don't go to Walmart. Don't do any of those things. Look, as a discussion I had one time too about fundraising. They said, well, you can't collect funds for the mission from lost people, from the world. That's the world's money. What are you talking about, man? That's just money. It ain't even real. It has no moral value whatsoever. What you do with it determines whether it's good or bad. And if a drug dealer comes up to me and says, here, I want to give you $10,000 to go down there and build a building at Camp Refuge, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take $10,000. I'm going to go down to Camp Refuge. I'm going to build a building. Because I just took it out of someone who was using it the wrong way and put it into something using it the right way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What's the difference in that and the holidays? So what? They're using it the wrong way.
Didn't God redeem meat sacrificed to idols?
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah. Perfect example. Biblical.
Thank you for this meat sacrificed to all the idols. I'll go use it somewhere.
Yeah. We eat it. Oh, man. Anyway, Halloween, man. Don't be afraid of it. Just use it. Yeah, use it. It's just a tool. It's an opportunity.
That's right.
Got any other words of wisdom you want to close out with?
No, just Friday's coming, and There's some kids that need to see and that need to hear the gospel. There's some parents that need to be engaged with the gospel, and it ain't gonna happen if you just shut your door, turn your lights off, and act like let it be somebody else's job. I mean, people love it when people get saved, but they don't want to have to actually do the saving. They want them to come to church and be saved. It happens out there.
That's where the real battle is. Yep, is out there. Cool. Do something Friday, man. That's what y'all need to do. All right, then, folks. Well, hey, as always, don't forget to check us out on the web and all the social media things. We really, really would appreciate it if you guys would like do a subscribe and a follow, and then actually share it with your people. Let us get the word out. And again, we got a contact us page too, so reach out with us with some more questions, and we love to take care of those. But anyway, y'all, we out. Folks.